So with that thought in mind, today we're going to talk about diversity and being you, the science, the structure, and the framework. What type of model are you? Okay. So let's get started. All right. So the world has changed. Obviously, we know that. And the world's changed in many different ways. But one of the ways it has changed is in how the fashion industry works and how what brands are looking for in models in today's world. Okay. And to order to really understand this, you need to have a new mindset, because if you have a new mindset, you're going to get new results. For a lot of you guys, that are going back and forth with Alicia, or going back and forth via emails, I see some of the questions that you guys have, and a lot of you guys, you have some really great questions. But when you have great questions, you have to find the right answers. When you find the right answers, it helps you develop a new mindset. When you have a new mindset, you get new results, right? People take massive action, get massive results, right? It's always about saying yes. It's always about change. It's always about pushing forward, right? Making excuses, change your story, change your life, right? If you saw the opportunities today that will exist in small markets, right? Obviously, we touched upon that. We're going to go deeper upon that. Obviously, we saw the opportunities in acting. We get more of an understanding. We've seen some of the people's journeys. Tomorrow, you're going to learn from a lot more people. You're going to get to hear from models and from actors and so forth. And you're going to see, by having a new mindset, you're going to get new results. In today's world, it's all about diversity, okay? Brands today are looking for all types of people to fit into the different lifestyles, right? Right now, trans models are really used. That's something you would not have seen maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago. 20 years ago, it did not even exist, but yet now it's a trend, right? And today's world, it's all about what makes you unique. Okay, what makes you special? Brands are looking for people that have unique looks. They're looking for people of different sizes, different heights, different backgrounds, different ethnicities. It's all not about just one type of look. Each decade had a certain look in the fashion industry. What's really great for you guys that are here today, there's literally more opportunities in the next 12 months than have existed in the past 10 years. Think about that for a moment. There are more opportunities right now in the TV, film, and fashion industry in the next 12 months than have existed in the past 10 years. So this is the perfect opportunity for people to be able to break into this industry and really start accelerating their careers. One of the things is we work with a lot of different types of models. We work with what's called commercial print models. We work with lifestyle models. We work with high fashion, fitness models, and so forth. So it's an opportunity for you guys to understand by the end of this presentation, to find out where you fit into the industry, okay? So again, different types of looks, different types of styles. Infinity, the girl on the top center, she's actually going to be on the cover of our new magazine, New Guard magazine, issue number 3. Congratulations. I know she's on the call today, but she might be working, but I talk to her all the time. So most of the world, when asked to describe a model, will answer with the wrong answer, right? If I go up to the average person who doesn't work in the industry and I say, well, describe to me, what do you think a model looks like? Okay, they're going to tell me that a model is very tall, they're thin, and they walk the runways, right? That's the common impression people hear, right? But if you went to your parents, you went to your best friends, you went to the guy working at the 7-Eleven and said, describe a model, they're going to say, oh yeah, tall, thin, work the runway, and so forth. And in reality, that's a part of the industry, but in reality, that's actually going to be the smallest segment of the industry, okay? So to be a high fashion model, right, they're tall and slender. They have a unique look. They're typically hired for high fashion. They're going to have a very set size, right? So for a female, their height should be between 5'8" and 5'11", with a dress size of 6 to 8, and a 34, 24, 34 bust, waist, and hip measurement, okay? Now, the interesting thing for this, right? So for male models, right? We'll go talk male models first too. On the runway, male models who wear the latest designer's fashion must be at least 6 feet tall. Male models for photograph editorial advertising purposes are required to be 5'11" to 6'2" and fit a 40R jacket. Now, here's the reason why there are specific sizes for high fashion, okay? When you're a designer and you're making clothing for a show, okay, you don't have all the models in front of you. So the industry has what's called a set standard. They know that when you call an agency and I say, I need a high fashion model, that these models are going to be within these sizes. So as a designer, because you're making one-of-a-kind pieces for a show, that means they're very labor intensive, which when something's labor intensive means it's very expensive to produce. You're making a one-of-a-kind piece. You're making it by hand. So if you have now 20 guys and 20 girls, you have to make 40 pieces. If you just had random, if we just picked 40 people here off the call to be at a fashion show. Well, everyone's got a different size. Everyone's got a different measurement, right? You may go to the store and you may be shopping at Walmart or Macy's or wherever, and you're just kind of buying clothes that sort of fit you, but they don't ever really fit perfectly. Here in a fashion show, the clothes have to fit very well. So by having a set standard, when I call an agency and I say, okay, I need 20 girls and 20 guys, I know that the clothing will fit the models with very little alterations, which means now, as a designer, when the show's over in New York, right? We got Fashion Week starting in New York in just a few weeks. We're all going to be there. It's going to be so exciting. We're going to have so many opportunities to be a part of it, including our own show with, Beyonce's designer there and magazines and all kinds of cool stuff. We like when that show is done, the clothing from that show, right? So if I was a designer designing for that show, I know that every model is going to be the same size. When I pack up the clothes, I ship it to Paris for Paris Fashion Week. I know when I call an agency there, I need 20 models and 20 models guys, 20 models girls. The clothing will fit the models the same way in Paris as they will in New York, as they will in Milan, as they will in London, and so forth and so on. So it's just a set standard, okay? Which means now that's just how the industry works, okay? Now the models, if you notice, like for females here, it said that they need to be unique looking. Unique looking means they need to be striking looking with unique looking features, which means they can't be too attractive or too pretty. Here's the reason why. Because when they're walking down the runway, you want the eyes of the buyers, right? Because the front row is buyers and celebrities. Celebrities draw traffic and press, and they may wear the clothes, which then gets more free press. But what you're really appealing to is the buyers. You want the buyers to see the clothing and not be concentrating on the models. So at the end of the day, high fashion, even though that's what people think the entire industry is, it accounts for less than 10% of the industry. It's the smallest segment of the industry, okay? Yes, there's the glitz and the glamour, but at the end of the day, the models, they're just really walking hangers, right? They just have to have these measurements. That's all there is to it, okay? So if you're not in that category, well, you have to thank your mom and your dad because they just didn't match up with the right height. And if you are in that right height, great. That meant your mom and your dad were the right parents who produced you, and you fell into those qualifications. But at the end of the day, it's just about being a walking hanger. High fashion models are very short careers. They're not paid as well as you would think, okay? But it is exciting, it is glamorous. For some of them, it can translate into a long career. A person like a Tyra Banks and people like that become a brand, right? They create their own brand, but these people put in hundreds, if not thousands of hours into their career, okay? So for a lot of models, it's just, they may work for a few years. The average high fashion model for females by the age of 22, her career is over. That is considered old in the industry for high fashion. For males, it's about 25, okay? So since it's only less than 10% of the industry, for most people, if they said, well, that's the average, like what does the average model look like? I would say, well, that answer is wrong because that's actually the smallest segment of the industry, okay? The largest segment of the industry is commercial print. Commercial print is magazines, billboards, catalogs, right? You can think of like the ad here, the mom, the dad, the little baby. This may be an ad for a Pampers diapers. This may be an ad for formula. This may be an ad for an insurance company, right? This is a stock photo. So this is something that these models were all paid to be in the ad. And now the ad may be rerun in different aspects of the industry, right? It may not be for a specific brand. So if you're logical, right? And if I want to say, well, I want to be where the most opportunities are, because that means I'm going to work more. That means to me there's more job opportunities. I want to be commercial print because that's 80% of the industry. So commercial print models, right? Just here's one of our talent that we work with. He did the Craft Zesty ads, is one of Ryan's models. Commercial models work many different jobs, including print advertisements, catalogs, campaigns, television shows, magazines, trade shows, and much more, okay? There are no height or size requirements to be a commercial model. Print models must just have an attractive face, right? Good skin, a nice body, and a pretty smile, okay? So when you think of commercial print, you can think of magazines. You can think of when you go home and you have all those different catalogs. Those are all commercial print models. When you're driving and you see billboards and so forth. Here again, you can see a wide variety of commercial print models. So what's great about that for commercial print, if I said to you, well, what do you think is the most successful, financially, the most successful print model in the world, if you had to describe them, again, people outside the industry, they're going to say, well, it's probably a girl. She's probably really beautiful and so forth. Actually, the highest paid commercial print model in the world is an Asian judge based out of New York City. He does all like the e-com ads for banks and so forth. It's not even a female. It's not even somebody who's young. It's somebody who's in their 50s, because that's a person who appeals to that demographic market. When you're selling products, you want the faces to match the person who's going to be the buyer. It's called an avatar. You want the person to be able to envision themselves in that clothing. So for here, you can see this is Macy's. They're appealing to moms. They're appealing to young women. They're appealing to a certain age range, probably in these ads here, between the ages of probably about 28 to 40, that this ads will appeal to, right? So advertising agencies, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in advertising, right? And people always say, well, does advertising really work? Well, what do you think are the two biggest brands? What do you think two brands are that have the biggest budgets in the world? They advertise consistently 7 days a week, every single day, worldwide, okay? I'll tell you the answer. McDonald's and Coca-Cola, two biggest brands in the world for advertising spend, okay? If advertising didn't work, those would be the two brands that would not spend money on advertising, because it is scientifically and mathematically proven the moment a brand stops advertising, their sales will decline. McDonald's sales will decline. Coca-Cola's sales will decline. Macy's and so forth. And now you have e-commerce now. You have TikTok and Instagram and so many platforms now. It is a multi-trillion-dollar worldwide business. So when Ryan says, in order for you to be able to work at this level, to be paid $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a day, you need an agent. There are contracts, there's rights of usage, there's so much involved. You're talking, you have somebody's brand online. They're not just going to put an ad up on the internet, hey, apply here to be a model. They want people that are insured, that they know they have their COVID card. There's so much involved to it. And I'm not going to go through all that today, but just so you're aware, my expertise in this is probably, right there with Ryan and so forth. Okay. Again, commercial print models appealing to two different demographics. There you can see two dads, right, with their adopted kids, right? There you can see considered the normal family. There you can see the multi-ethnic family. There you can see kids, right? Kids, again, commercial print. There's an ad for tater tots and so forth. There you can see other for clothing lines for pajamas and so forth, right? Got the mom, the dad, the dog, and so forth. The star of the ad is going to be the outfit, the clothing, the tater tots. The ad is meant to draw the eye to the product that you're looking at, right? Just like a good photo, it's meant to draw the eye in to see versatility. Here's one of our talent, right? Commercial print. You can see she's now able to have what's called versatility. She can play a more sophisticated look, right? You can play a light character, a dark character. You can play the girl next door, the doctor, the lawyer, the college student, the young mom, the young attorney, the police officer. It's all about versatility, right? Commercial print is about that. Here's a great example. Here's the older woman with the shotgun, right? Is your property manager a grumpy cow? Relax. Nice ones do exist. So here's somebody who has an agent. This is a commercial print model. She has a contract, right? And so forth. This is based out of Australia, an Australian company. Okay. So again, commercial print is going to be 80% of the industry. Okay? Again, here's a very attractive older woman, right? She's middle-aged, probably in her mid-50s or so forth. The older I get, the prettier my portfolio is, right? Here's an ad for AARP, right? So again, commercial print. This can be in magazines and newspapers. This can be on billboards, billboards inside of train stations, bus stations. This can be an ad running, on your airline and so forth. The ads are going to run where that demographic market likes to go. So if you're 19 years old, you probably won't see this ad unless you happen to be paging through your mom's magazine, right? They want to target the people that match their demographics. So again, commercial print is a huge industry. I had the chance to go through before earlier, for those of you that had your cameras on, I was going through and taking notes, and literally like 98% of you qualified for commercial print. You guys have amazing looks. You had really great interaction with the camera. You had great smiles. I couldn't tell everybody's height. I could kind of judge some heights and so forth, but you all fell into that category. There was nobody I saw that had their cameras on who wouldn't be able to do commercial print full time and make a career out of it. Again, here's another example, right? The dad, the mom with the child. Again, commercial print ad. Okay. Scott's a great example. He's one of our top talent. I think I saw him on the call early. He might still be here. He does commercial print. He does TV. He does film. He's had the opportunity to be. He was just on Paramount Watch just a few days ago. He's filming a movie with Brad Pitt. He just did hand modeling just the other day. Right. So there's so much different opportunity. Right. Here you can see him without his beard. Sometimes I have other shots of him with his beard. But again, he can play the doctor, the lawyer. He's playing a crusader in a movie. Okay. His former life, he was an accountant. He was an accountant who decided to change his life. Maybe tomorrow you guys will get to hear from him. But again, commercial print. He also does TV and film. A lot of you guys I saw earlier were asking questions. Well, when's the modeling part going to stop? Okay, so pretty much what you're saying, if I brought on Steven Spielberg, he wanted to give you a starring role in a movie, you would turn it down. See, that type of attitude, be aware when you're an agent, when you're a casting director, we're watching every single thing you're doing. We're watching every comment. We're watching how many times you went off camera, how many times you turned your camera on, turned it off. We're watching how distracted you are. Are you playing on your phone? What are you doing, right? And I understand some of our Inner Circle and Platinum, they're actually on set right now, but they're still joining in. So the whole point of this is today's about the foundation. Today's about to see who's able to do this. In a little while, you're gonna have a special experience you guys are gonna get to do with Deneen. And then tomorrow, we're gonna really ramp this up. But I want you guys just to have that mindset to know that opportunity is there. You just have to start educating yourself on how the industry actually works, okay? Commercial print, every magazine, everything you see, go to a Barnes and Nobles tonight. I want you after this call, every time you see a commercial, look past the ad and say, oh my goodness, I wonder who represents that person. I wonder who's backing that person. Not maybe the covers of the magazines, covers today's are really geared towards high level celebrities, because again, it's about grabbing people's attention. People's attention spans are very short. So you have to do things to grab people's attention, but start looking at the world differently. Start looking when you see that junk mail coming in, instead of just throwing it away, go through it and say, I wonder who represents this person. I wonder, this is an ad in a local market. I wonder who's the advertising agency is, who's the photographer, who's the makeup artist, who's the designer for this? Because this means most likely those ads were shot in your local market. There's so much opportunity going on in smaller markets every single day, but just because, and you're not aware of it because it's not advertised on the internet. That's not how it works. People work with agencies, people work, directly with managers and so forth, because they want to know the model is going to show up, that they're professional, they're reliable, they're dedicated. It's just like any other business. It's a business. That's why you invest in yourself. People all the time, the one thing I can tell you for being here, people always worry about finances. Finances, you can always make more money, but the one thing you can't do is you can't replace time. Time is not infinite. Right? Once you run out of time, that's it. Your life is over. So for those of you who've been trying to do this for 3, 4, 5 years, here is your opportunity may come. Be on here, be present, be interactive, because tomorrow, we have agents on here. We're going to have people on here who could literally snap their fingers and change your life in 30 seconds or less, but you want to be a part of the process. Okay? Billboards, right? Times Square, every time you see those billboards, those are all commercial print models. Okay? We've been doing this now for 10 plus years. Myself and Alicia, we had the opportunity to open up the stock exchange. We won, over 38 awards, including 6 Tonys. 2013, we won the Tony for Best Play. We believe in surrounding ourselves with only the best people, right? When somebody says to me, Mike, how do you build a website? I say, I work with the best people, because I'm not going to waste time working with people who don't know what they're doing. I only want the best, because I believe in accelerating my life. I believe in being able to get information fast, quickly, and being able to get results. Okay, there's a reason why we have over 10,000 plus success stories, because we surround ourselves with the best. And when we decide to work with talent, right? Some of you guys may have the opportunity to be interviewed by us, even get signed by our mother agency, Truth Management, which we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But there'll be some of you guys whose lives will literally transform by Monday, right? One of our talent ready now, he's going to be working with Robert Galinsky. He's going to be working with Alicia. He's going to be working with Deneen, right? Because he was here, he was present, he was interactive. Swev talked about that. Everything we're showing you guys today, from talking with Patrick, to talking with Ryan, to Alicia, to myself, to Deneen, we're laying the foundation for you guys. We're literally giving you the roadmap to success, okay? Here you go, another example, billboards. Now, when next time you drive past the billboard, look to see what that billboard, who is that model? Who is the one who put that ad together? Is it something that's a national ad, a local ad, an international ad, worldwide, and so forth, okay? Here's a great example of some of Ryan's models. This is for e-com, okay? You can see here's a Korean company. These ads were shot in New York. They weren't shot in Korea. They were shot in New York. So don't look, oh, that's a Korean ad, I have to fly to Korea. No, actually it was shot in New York. Again, change your mindset, change your life, change your story, right? Change one word from I can't to how can I, right? How can I make this happen, right? Again, here's some more example, commercial print models, e-commerce, right? Here's James Johnson, started with us probably about 2 years ago, got signed with Ryan, high fashion model, did commercial print modeling, transformed his career into acting. He now works full-time in Los Angeles. He literally lived in a small town that only had one traffic light, okay? His life was going nowhere, okay? He even said, I have a video where he even said, had it not been for our company, I would have probably wound up like most of my friends, either dead, in jail, or probably just living a miserable life, working in a coal mine, okay? Okay? When an opportunity is in front of you, you change your life. It's all about proximity, right? Proximity gives you power. When you surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to do, when you find a tribe, people all the time, well, my parents don't support me, my family doesn't support me. Who cares? You have two hands. Put your family and your friends in one hand, put the people that believe in you in the other. Keep them separate. It's your life. You only have one life to live. People all the time say, well, my parents won't allow me to do this. I say to them all the time, ask your parents, are you living your best life right now? Well, yeah. Yeah, you are, right? You have a house, you have a home, you have me, you have, dad, if they're married, right? Even if they're divorced, that's your best life. You chose to leave my father. You chose to get a divorce. You chose this life. Nobody stopped you from living the life that you want to live. I love you to death, mom or dad. I love you to death, my husband, my brother, my sister, my best friend, whoever it may be that's holding you back. Allow me one thing. If you really care about me, allow me to live my life, because nobody stopped you from living your life, and you should be able to live your life, okay? There's always a way to make things happen. Do not let your mindset, do not let other people hold you back, because I will show you story after story after story of people who are just like you, transformed their lives, and now are living the life that you want to live. Again, more examples, commercial print models, right? Shot in New York, Hispanic, Italian, Caucasian, African-American. Here's a fitness model who's also doing editorial, right? So fitness models, you can see he's a bigger guy. So he's not going to be able to do runway. He'll be able to do fitness, right? Here's another great example. You guys all might recognize him from the commercials, right? Again, age has nothing to do with it. Age is just something you're telling yourself, okay? People say, oh, I'm too young, I'm too old. This is not the right time. When is the right time? Okay, you know the best time to plant a tree? That was 20 years ago. You should have planted a tree. You know when the second best time in life to plant a tree is? Right now, okay? The Geico ads, right? There's the mom, the child, the dad, right? Here's Flo from Progressive, right? A lot of you guys probably recognize her, but do you even know who she really is? Do you ever even thought? You guys want to be in the industry, but you never question, who is that person? How did she get where she's at? Success leaves clues, follow the clues. There she is without makeup, right? She could probably walk right past you down the street and you wouldn't even recognize her, okay? How about this guy, right? He's considered the world's greatest extra, okay? He was in a Super Bowl ad with Bar Raphael. He's been on probably hundreds and hundreds of shows, but yet he's successful, but he was probably the kid you picked on in school. Oh, that was the nerd kid, but he took possession of who he is. So I've talked about this. Be who you are, be unique, be different, be who you are. Stop trying to be like everyone else. Stop idolizing somebody else. Be who you are. When you accept who you are, your life will change in ways you can't even possibly imagine. It's all about mindset. Mindset is everything, right? Go back to Flo. Here's her resume, right? Her name's Stephanie. Okay, she's been doing this since 1998. Okay, she's done short films, she's done movies, okay? She's been in a lot of stuff, Mad Men, right? She was on 5 episodes of Mad Men. She played Marge, Cavemen. What else we got here? The Jay Leno show she's been on, Looney Tunes show, right? Mike Tyson's Mysteries, the Goldbergs she's been on. You're actually gonna get to meet one of the cast members of the Goldbergs tomorrow, okay? How cool is that? You know, her agent one time called her. She wanted to be a comedian. She literally wanted to be a comedian. That was her goal, was to be a comedian. And one day her agent called her and said, hey, we got this opportunity for you for an insurance company, okay? And she's like, sure, I'll go on the audition, okay? Now she earns over $1 million per year. And this is actually outdated. Her new contract is $5 million. Okay. She's also a spokesperson for the company. She goes to all their conventions. She does the commercial print ads. She does the e-com ads. She does the TV ads. Seen her everywhere. Okay. She's earning $5 million, all because she said yes. All because her mind was open. She had the mindset to be herself. She wasn't trying to be somebody else. Okay. So again, opportunities all around you. You just have to see it. Promotional modeling, right? We talked about high fashion. We talked a little bit about fitness. We talked about commercial print. Talked a little bit about TV and film. Promotional modeling is involved with a wide variety of different events. These events pay different rates. Depending upon event type, location, models, looks, experience, level, and degree of professionalism, pay rates for this type of work can range from $15 to $80 per hour. For promotional models at trade shows, boat shows, car shows, the Budweiser girl, the Coors Light girl, all those different types of jobs, at football games, at basketball games, handing out products. It's a great way to get started. We work with one of the biggest promotional companies in the world, okay? Their top talent earn over $150,000 per year working weekends. Okay. And they're no different than you. They don't have to be striking looking. They don't have to be tall. They don't have to be beautiful. They just have to be personable. They have to have a personality to interact with people. So if you're not shy and you have that personality, this is another doorway into the industry for you. Okay. Fitness modeling, working for Nike, right? Fitness models, they're in great shape, right? They're a little bit bigger build. Okay. They're not going to be doing runway. They might not be doing, TV and film every job. They're not playing the damsel in distress. But this is a multi-billion-dollar business for brands. So maybe you're that person that health is your number one value. Great. Then fitness modeling is for you. Partying maybe is your number one value. Maybe promotional modeling is for you. But what I'm trying to show you guys here that there's opportunities. There's opportunities for everyone. You just have to know where you fit into the industry. Right? Plus size, curve, huge market right now. Huge market because it's all about diversity. It's all about being you, right? It's all about accepting who you are. And ads understand this. Brands understand this. They create the ads to appeal to that market. It's, again, a multi-billion-dollar business. Okay? Kids are easy, right? For a lot of you guys, during COVID right now, there are so many opportunities where maybe a mom or a dad is interested in the industry, and all of a sudden they need a kid to be in the ad. It's a lot easier to hire a kid that kind of looks like dad than have to do casting for somebody else. We have one of our talents. She just broke 7 figures. She was in an NFL commercial. She was in a Verizon ad, AT&T. She's done dozens and dozens of ads. Her 1-year anniversary was just this past June. 51 years old. She used to weigh over 300 pounds. She's like 5'6". She's not even that tall, 5'5". Her husband's appeared in ads. He never even thought about doing this, but because of COVID, she's been doing everything on Zoom, right? You might see her a lot. We promote her a lot on our Instagram because literally every single day she's tagging us in a new success story, okay? While everyone else was sitting around with the mindset, I can't work because it's COVID, she was out there and earned $1 million, okay? You'll meet some people tomorrow, same thing, actors, okay? But change their life. They're working every single day. It's all about proximity. When you're involved in the industry in the right way, surrounding yourself with the best people, they don't stop. They continue working. They find a way. They improvise. They adapt. They overcome. They survive. They don't fall back into the mindset of woe is me. Okay. Again, commercial print, right? You can see that there's the lady, corporate, executive. There you can see the mixed family again, right? Those are all commercial print models. This is 80% of the industry. It's 2021, guys, okay? The world has changed. Mindset is everything in today's market. It's all about what makes you unique, okay? There's one of our talent in Miami just a few months ago, okay? There's Ryan working with one of our talent. There's Infinity, who's on the cover of our magazine. There's some background, Fuji Ruiz, one of the top agents. He's actually going to be in New York City, okay, with our talent in a few weeks, okay? It's all about being yourself, guys. My name is Michael Fompkin. This is Diversity and Being You, the science, the structure, and the framework. What type of model are you? High fashion, runway, editorial, promotional, fitness, plus, curve, teen, child, commercial print, lifestyle. There's so many opportunities there, guys. Do not miss out on them. Again, I want to thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow. But I will now turn this back over to Deneen because we have so much more to share with you guys. And I hope that you took some notes and you learned something and that you at least shifted your mindset to know that you have an opportunity that can literally change your life in the next 24 hours.